The terrific matchup. The former Northern States heavyweight champion, hotshot Danny Duggan, who lost the championship to Ryan Slade. Danny, of course, wants that title back, but he's got to prove himself in the ring against a guy like Tyler Colton. And Colton is a tremendously gifted wrestler. Comes into Steel Domain Wrestling with just a superb reputation. So looking for great things in this one, no question about it. Hotshot Danny Duggan, he of the fanny pack. He of the fanny pack will be in action. And as you said earlier on, George, that ladder in Steel Domain Wrestling, even as a former champion, hotshot Danny Duggan's got to prove himself all over again.
Well, and that's the thing, Mick. You know, he was the champion and he well represented the company for so long. But now he's got to climb back into the contenders category, and he's got a good test tonight with this newcomer. The fans love Danny Duggan, though.
They do, and what a fighting champion he was for the better part of about a year and a half in Steel Domain Wrestling. And, of course, let's not forget, you know, when he did lose the title to Ryan Slade, there was an awful lot of controversy surrounding that, not the least of which was A.J. LaRock turning on Ryan Slade at the end of the night.
Yeah, there was all kinds of controversy there, Mick. And, you know, a guy like Danny Duggan, he's a gentleman. He wouldn't mind losing if his shoulders were pinned to the mat or he was forced to submit. But when it's the backstabbing and the cheating, that's what makes it tough, because it's just something that shouldn't happen.
Tyler Colton, a big man. I would guess him to be going in at about 6'2", 6'3", in that 260-pound range. That's a mountain of a man. Very, very impressive physically. Let's see what can happen. Oh, there we go. Nice move on the part of Danny Duggan. One thing I got to say about the former champ, hotshot Danny, he is an exponent of chain wrestling, scientific wrestling, a student of the game, and a great representative for SDW when he held that title. Look at this now. Right into the nose and the mouth.
And right in front of the referee. You know, Colton has to realize, though, Mick, that this is the golden opportunity. In his first match here in Steel Domain, he's in against the former champion. You know, what better way to prove yourself?
No doubt about it. And you know what? While we're talking about champions, I'm going to give you an opportunity, my friend, a little plug. You got a couple of great wrestling books on the market, the true historian that you are. Just very, very quickly give us the titles of those books. I've read them both. They're outstanding, and where people can pick them up.
Well, thanks, Mick. Minnesota's Golden Age of Wrestling, from Vern Gagne to the Road Warriors. And that covers basically the AWA history, wrestling before the AWA, great bios on all the old stars. And then it's available at Amazon.com. That's your best price. Or any Barnes & Noble. And the other book, you want to know what happened in every single match during the 60s? AWA record book, The 60s, also available at Amazon.com. You can become an historian yourself just by looking at these books.
Well, I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, my highest endorsement. Great, great job, my friend, as always. And you certainly are a historian, the true historian, when it comes to pro wrestling. Hotshot Danny Duggan, well in control of this one, and Tyler Colton hasn't gotten out of the starting blocks as of yet.
Well, like I said a moment ago, Mick, Danny Duggan knows he cannot make a single mistake here. He's on that comeback road. He wants to get back into a title match. And a guy like Tyler Colton, he realizes, I beat Danny Duggan, I'm at the top of the ladder.
Oh, no.
I'm possibly the next contender to the heavyweight championship.
What a feather in the cap.
Stake.
You got it. You got it. Now, I couldn't tell if he actually yanked the hair there or not, but he's got that head scissors on hotshot Danny Duggan. Referee Alex Benson, or Alex Spencer, whichever you prefer. And Duggan, once again, he's just one step ahead of Tyler Colton here, almost since the opening bell. And as I said, Colton can't get out of the blocks. He's really befuddled here, right off his game plan.
Well, and he's in against a guy who has been in there with so many great ones. The champion has to meet the best of the best every time out. And Danny Duggan in the past, as the champ, had to do this. Tyler Colton's going to get a wrestling lesson tonight, whether he does win or lose.
And let me tell you something about Danny Duggan. You know, he was, within the last couple of years, he's become a mainstay in Steel Domain Wrestling. Oh, big shoulder tackle. Hang on, I'll get back to that point in just a minute. Duggan backing off here into the corner. Danny Duggan's been in this business the better part of 12, 13 years and does the majority of his wrestling up in Canada. And when I say this guy is busy, I don't know of a man that has a busier schedule that's not working for the WWE than hotshot Danny Duggan. Constantly on the road, constantly wrestling, not only up in Canada, but here in the United States, and always keeps himself in tip-top condition. Look at that. That's a big man. Big body slam. Look at Duggan. There's an elbow drop. Count of one. Nope.
Well, a lot of times the fans don't realize, Mick, that these guys are on the road. Sometimes night after night, they're away from their families. There's a lot of indie promotions around the country. They're busy every night trying to keep themselves in top shape and being a top contender.
Well, that's the name of the game. You've got to get in there night after night, George. It's the ring rust that can develop. You've got to hone your skills on a continuing basis. You've got to better yourself all the time. And in this sport, you can't have an off night. You can't expect to have an off night and get the Duke at the end of the night. So you got to be at the top of your game 24/7.
But you mentioned a moment ago, Mick, Danny Duggan in this business 12, 13 years. He's been a champion. He knows that feel. He's carried the gold. He wants to be there again.
Little slap fest going on in the ring now. Oh, Duggan.
Oh, that hurt. Right on the forehead.
Yep. Right into the buckle. And now look at
Nice.
Cole. Oh, come on.
Get that dirty boot in your face. Colton's not afraid to take the unsavory type tactics.
There's that double thrust to the throat. Tyler Colton, he's got that old school wrestler look about him, I got to say.
Both of these guys
Yeah,
do.
they certainly do.
I think back to the days of AWA wrestling when we had guys like Bruce Kirk, who was here.
My God.
Danny Duggan,
Oh, shit.
a young Buddy Smith, great talents.
Did you hear that chop? I think they heard it out on Lyndale Avenue, George.
Yeah, these guys are really taking it to each other. There's so much at stake.
Look at this. Look, listen now. Oh, God. Oh, talk about laying them in.
There's just so much at stake. You hear that?
Oh, look at Duggan. That's about it. That's about it, Danny. This is ineffective here. This is a ping pong ball off a brick wall. And look at Duggan now with a couple of knife edge chops. 3 of them. Oh, but Colton.
Right to the chest, right to the midsection with that.
Yeah,
knee.
he changed the rules there. He went low with that knee. Look at Duggan. Oh, big clothesline.
That's shades of Larry the Axe Hennig almost.
No doubt about it. No question. There's that reverse elbow.
That's got to hurt. And again, in that sternum area, you get an elbow like that.
Watch Duggan now. Oh, jeez. Everything, and I mean every move that Danny Duggan makes in that ring is high impact. It's with velocity, it's with authority, and it means something. There's no wasted energy, no wasted motion from Danny Duggan.
Well, but that shows the championship part of it,
Yes.
Mick. A champion knows how to do that. Again, every night against other challengers. And he wants that title back.
Look at Duggan. He is just unloading. He's lighting up. Tyler Colton, watch this now. Watch the hot shot. Oh! Well, that'll stop that train from pulling into the station. Oh,
my God.
How close was that?
Would that have been a ticket for Colton?
Yeah.
Wow. And Danny got such a raw deal the last time
He
in
did.
that title loss. And he's got to be feeling a little hurt about that, a little upset. But his day will come.
Well, George, we talked about what it would mean to Tyler Colton to get the victory here over Danny Duggan. And certainly it would. Oh, he kicked him right in the sternum. Certainly it would be just a monumental leap forward for Colton. On the flip side of that, Danny Duggan, this is a must-win situation for him.
Yeah, anytime you're the former champion, every match becomes just that much more important because you have to be at the top of your game or you will not be back in there in that championship picture. And there's too many challengers out there.
Exactly. You hit the nail right on the head and right. Oh, drop kick right to the back. Caught him on the back of the head, the back of the neck. For a man his size, Tyler Colton is very, very agile in that ring.
That is so close. That's a 2.5 count. 2 3/4. Wow. Colton's impressing me, a young talent, but he's got a lot of stuff here tonight, Mick.
Look at that now. He's got that's a modified abdominal stretch on the
shades
canvas.
Of Karl Gotch with something to do this.
No, he's grabbing at the nose. But perfect example. He maneuvered him into a wrestling hold, a possible submission maneuver, and then he grabbed the man's nose.
Well, it's kind of like the New England Patriots, They don't have to cheat. They could win, but they cheated.
Well, wait a minute.
We could get into that.
That's debatable now. Jesse Ventura, let's not go into a conspiracy theory.
Well, I think they've got the talent to do it without. Against the Colts, they probably would have done it without cheating.
Well, we'll see what happens here. We'll see. Look at Colton now. Colton on the offense. This is really the first sustained offense that he's had in this matchup.
But when you talk about cheating, I remember the words of Harley Race, the first man to say it. He says, "Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat."
Words to live by.
Words to live by Handsome Harley.
You know what? Multi-time NWA champion. Maybe he's got something there. Did I say that?
You did.
I'm a babyface announcer. I don't say anything like that.
We do know that Harley Race was as tough as nails. The one guy, if you were in a fight, you'd want him to have your back.
You kidding?
He was the real deal.
Look at this. Oh,
he put his finger on there. Did you see the arrogance?
That's real smart. Real smart, Tyler Colton.
I feel those chops up here.
Duggan is trying to fire back from the deck. Now, I think it goes without saying, unless you take an Uzi to him, you're not going to pin Danny Duggan by putting a finger in his sternum.
Man, have we had a card here tonight in Richfield at the Legion? Steel Domain Wrestling again. Just at the top of their game.
Look at Colton. Look at him now. Look at this now. He is just one
talking.
Happy guy.
Yeah.
Watch this now, Colton. Wait a minute. Duggan grabbed him. Grabbed the leg that time. Oh, man. Talk about getting a Charlie horse. Russian leg sweep. If that didn't pull a hamstring.
That can hurt the knee, too, man.
Oh.
We've seen it happen with knee injuries through the years. The leg isn't meant to have that happen to it.
There's a shot, not a lot behind it. Oh, but wait, Colton basically baiting Danny Duggan to come in there and lay one in, and Danny did just that.
I think it's that arrogance again, Mick. Colton knows the stakes here. Beat Danny Duggan, I climb the ladder.
Look at it. Kind of ineffectual shots there. Duggan is actually begging him to come on, lay him in, pal. Oh, Duggan with a clothesline. And a drop kick.
Shades of jumping Jim Brunzell.
You got it. Best drop kick in wrestling, in my estimation.
Absolutely.
Jimmy Brunzell. Look at this now. Oh, God. Neck breaker. Oh.
Again, 2 3/4, Mick. So close. I'm impressed with Colton, like him or not. The guy is, he's showing us something here tonight.
Well, he's hanging in there with a former, and I mean just recently former, Northern States champ.
And it could be argued that he shouldn't be the former, too.
Well, I'll go to bat there, no doubt. Look at Duggan. Look at Duggan. Oh, wait a second. Picks him up. Colton now. Watch this. Oh,
my God.
Good grief.
Oh, he may be out, Mick. Wow.
That's got to do it. That's got to do it. Well, sloppy cover. There was no body weight on top of Danny Duggan there at all. None.
But Danny Duggan still had to kick out, or the shoulders would have been pinned. Colton's impressing me. I don't like to say it, but the man he's got the goods.
He definitely does that. I mean, attitude or not. Oh, God, caught him on the side of the head again. Boy, I tell you what, Colton is getting stronger as the match is going on here, George. Doesn't spell good things for Danny. Wait a minute. Duggan with a block that time. It was going to be a tornado DDT. Oh, no. Oh, good God.
I've seen a lot of matches through the years, but I never saw a guy hit the turnbuckles like that with his legs.
He hit the turnbuckles and his neck just accordioned on the mat. Oh, no.
He's not moving.
What's got to do it? I mean, one way or another, I cannot imagine that Tyler Colton has anything left. Count it to this one's history.
Wow.
Seriously. Seriously.
And this is what we talk about, Mick. When somebody wants to say that these guys are not doing the real thing, they are working their ever-loving butts off.
You better believe it. Look at Duggan now. Rights and lefts and chops and everything else now. Now Hotshot Danny is feeling it right now. He's got Colton measured. Oh, good God.
Boy, there's got to be a dentist in the locker room tonight.
Dentist, an ear doctor, a hairstylist, I mean a beer.
He caught the rope.
Oh.
But that's a sign of a good wrestler too, Mick.
Well, it's ring awareness.
Colton's in charge of his surroundings. You got to know that ring. Any ring veteran will tell you that.
Yeah, you got to be aware of it. Absolutely. You got to be aware if you're within arm's length of the ropes to break that hold. Watch Duggan now. No, a block by Colton once again. Man, oh, man. Oh! I tell you what, win, lose, or draw, we're going to remember the name of Tyler Colton after this one.
2 3/4 again. I do not know how Danny Duggan does it, and I'm with you. Tyler Colton, Ed Hellier had better concentrate on maybe keeping this guy around.
Danny Duggan, you look at the champ, or the former champ, Hotshot Danny, who just a minute ago was in control, and just that quickly. That's how the fortunes of change happen in a pro wrestling match.
Well, look at the sweat on the bodies. These guys are working.
Oh, they're working.
They are
Wait a
working
minute.
hard.
Rolls him up, small package. 2. Oh, wow, another near fall. Oh, he planted him. He planted him. And he nailed him. That's it. Hot shot, Danny.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Danny Duggan.
What a tremendous match, ladies and gentlemen. I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with Tyler Colton. You know, we know the credentials of Hotshot Danny Duggan. The guy's a former champ. We knew that going in. We didn't know a lot about Tyler Colton, but he proved himself to the nth degree in this one.
100% respect has to be given to him. He didn't get it tonight, but anybody who's watched this match, and especially promoters, they know that Colton's a future star.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming back.